Welcome to the 123rd edition of Make Pro Wrestling Majestic. Again, I am Tiger Height.
And I'm Peanut Gallery.
So, we have a lot to cover for this show. Let's get into it, and let's talk about Stardom. That is not Stardom. That is Destruction. We'll cover that later. Let's talk about Stardom show.
Yay!
So this was Nagoya's Golden Fight. There were a lot of title matches. That's why we covered it. But before we really get into the matches, there's one general criticism that Peanut Gallery and I had about Stardom that I think they didn't miss the boat, but they missed the biggest opportunity to do it.
Yep.
With Mercedes Moné going to Stardom, they had...
Mercedes Moné was never signed with Stardom.
She was there. She physically had matches in Stardom on a semi-regular basis. She wasn't signed with them, but she had dates with them.
Mm-hmm.
Stardom had an opportunity to introduce their company to America. And integrationally, they're doing that right now with Fighting Spirit Unleashed, which has a couple of women's matches. But Jesus Christ, why wasn't there English commentary set up moment one with Mercedes?
Right.
People wanted to watch Mercedes wrestle. And also, why didn't they sign her to more dates to wrestle at the Stardom shows in Japan?
Right.
It was such a wasted opportunity.
Yep.
Am I not wrong there? Because
you're not wrong at all. I think it was an absolute wasted opportunity sandwich, and that's why we're discussing dropping Stardom.
Right. And it's
because
like,
it's just, if there's no English commentary,
they only do it for like the big shows. But the problem is, what do you consider a big show? I consider 10 goddamn title matches and Kairi's final match before her departure as a significant event. And yet there was no English commentary.
And it never... I can never get into it when it's just in a different language.
It's hard to do it.
Right.
I mean, it's not because we're ignorant of Japanese. In fact, I've learned quite a bit of Japanese by watching the damn shows. Because I originally started watching New Japan with Japanese commentary.
Right.
But you can't get rivalries and context, and there's a lot of nuances within wrestling that's going to totally go right over your head. Overall, it's like the women work hard. They have good matches, but what else?
Right.
And I think we're missing a lot of what we saw here. We have Saki Kamita and Mai Sierra for the high-speed champion. It was fine. It was a fine opener. But why?
Right.
And also, they tried to tell us stories without somebody translating
the story
to English.
Right.
They're like, well, it's not for you. Well, then don't try to market towards us. Then
they tried.
They're doing it now. They're doing it now.
I don't see that.
There is going to be a never openweight women's championship match with literally 2 signed Stardom people at Fighting Spirit Unleashed here in Vegas, I think like next month.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, there are 2 matches from Stardom people here in Vegas. They had a match at Royal Quest with Stardom people. They have them.
Right.
Don't make IWGP Women's Champion. Why did you make it? If it's not for the integration of Stardom athletes.
Right. And why make the strong women's champion if there's no process of integration?
Right. Like, what in the heck are we doing here? And then also, they're signing a bunch of people from Shimmer, Shine, Stardom.
Right.
Those are 3 companies, by the way. I just, totally lumped them all together.
Yeah.
But Stardom is starting to get that recognition from everywhere else, but it doesn't seem like they are fully prepared for the inevitable. Because people are going to tune in.
And then they'll tune right back out.
Because
there's no English commentary.
Right, and I'm not going to watch it in dead-ass silence. That's not wrestling. Wrestling is a multi...
You have to hear it.
It's multi-sensory.
Right.
So this match was made because I think one of the champions is hurt. AZM's also been wrestling a lot in the United States, too. And once again, she's popular with the English people, but for some reason, they're just not doing it.
Right.
It was a fucked up roll-up for the win. It was a nothing sandwich. And to be honest with you, the best I can do overall with Stardom is an Orange Cassidy thumbs up.
Right.
I've even seen better Stardom shows.
Right. And from what I saw, this show wasn't all that good. I didn't even watch it.
Well, once again, there is a lack of context.
Right.
It's hard to...
And I'm all about the context. I need to know the context. I cannot just watch the wrestling because it's wrestling. I have to watch it for the context.
And the funny thing is, there was context for literally every single match. They have the video packages. They have
But
the
there's
context.
no translation, and I don't speak Japanese. I speak a multitude of languages, and Japanese ain't one of them.
I'm thinking about learning Japanese, but I mean, once again, Stardom, if you want English commentary, Peanut Gallery and I can do that.
Right.
It's not... Sign us to like a one show a month or whatever thing and at least give that opportunity. English is a much wider span language.
Mm-hmm.
It's the universal language.
Yeah.
Universal. I mean, people in Japan know English.
Right.
So, it was hard to really get into it. This one was actually kind of fun. It was essentially a pure match with 5 rope breaks. You didn't miss a whole lot. They beat the crap out of each other. The Stardom, once again, Giulia is wrestling here.
Yep, I know, I'm very familiar with Giulia. I actually like her a lot.
Yeah, and then Megan Bayne, the person who went for the World of Stardom champion, the last show that I covered, you were at Parliament that day. But this was a good match. And then there's also follow-up. But once again, there's no person there telling me as a non-native language speaker what the hell's going on.
Right.
And you know what's even better? I know we're griping on it a lot, but I think it has to be said. Do you not realize that if you have English commentary, people in other countries can watch it and get immediately what's going on?
Right.
Because what's the universal language?
It's English.
Yes. But I think overall, Peanut Gallery, the question at this point is, did Stardom lose the opportunity to integrate English into a regular thing?
I don't think the opportunity is lost. I think that a lot of the momentum is lost because I don't see us continuing this trajectory unless Stardom actually does produce more consistent English commentary.
I think so too. And I agree with you. It's like the wrestling is good, but it's hard for me to really understand what's going on without the context.
Yeah, because I didn't even watch like highlights or anything. I just flat out didn't watch the show because I just couldn't get into it.
It's harder for you to do it. Like I said before, I did want to watch it because of Kairi's last match.
Yeah, but she's going to the E, so
yeah, she's going back to the WWE. But they just have such great stars, and there's a lot of great stuff here. But it's just so hard. So I think until Stardom gets their English commentary stuff set up, I think we're probably going to be doing Stardom less and less.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We'll only do it when there is actual English commentary available.
Right.
And that's not harping on them at all. It's just hard to get into it without understanding why the hell this match is happening.
Exactly. I agree with you. Of all the action within this was probably the weakest Stardom show that we've done. Maybe we'll replace it with like MLW or something.
Right, but at this point in time, I just don't know.
It's hard. It's hard to get through it when it's not in English, so I can listen and get it.
Right, because I'm not going to sit there and watch the whole thing. I'm going to listen to it.
Now, I did watch it, but I have other stuff to do.
Right.
I have another business that I work on like while I'm watching the shows.
Yeah.
So I can glance over, see what's going on, go back to what I'm doing, glance. That's how I watch. I glance because you don't need to know every damn move.
Right.
You need to know the highlights.
So I guess maybe this wasn't more of like a just match by match sort of thing. It was more just an analysis of why the heck this is not working.
Right. Stardom, you got to get that together. You will touch a lot more of the world, which I know you want to do by adding English commentary.
And I'm not talking about subtitles. I want someone
full English. I'm not going to sit there and read.
Right.
I want English commentary.
I want to listen to it. I want to hear the action. I want to know what the hell is going on with these characters.
A great example, when we got back into AAA, why did we get back into AAA?
Because they have constant
English commentary for every pay-per-view.
They do.
So it makes it so much easier to watch.
And I like it over CML because CML does not have consistent English commentary.
But they also have like 30 goddamn belts and people who are in their fucking goddamn 70s wrestling. But that's beside the point.
Yeah, that's like one of many issues. But remember, we used to cover CML's anniversary show, but
then they stopped like totally announcing everything. It's like they want if they want to stay in Mexico, by all means go for it. It's fine. I mean,
they want to stay on the radar.
Yeah, if they want to do that, that's fine. But look at the difference between them and AAA.
Yeah.
AAA has, I would say, arguably more internationally known stars.
Yeah, they
do. constantly have stuff, and I think a big part of that is because of the English commentary.
Yep.
So people can watch it, say, why are these two people fighting?
Right.
Oh, I heard it. Perfect. That's all I need to know.
Right.
Now I can enjoy the action for what it is.
Right.
It's like, why did this person interfere? What the hell's going on? I get it. You know why? Because it's in goddamn Spanish.
Right.
So that was really it. I think we're going to stop covering Stardom, at least for the time being.
Yeah.
If there is, like, I'll check the Stardom show still and see if there is English commentary.
So in the future, we're just going to be, we just randomly did a Stardom show. We were actually able to listen to it, though, because it was in English.
Right. So I'm hoping you guys understand. Let us know in the comments. Also, leave a review. But what do we cover next, Peanut Gallery?
Well, we were going to get in your soapbox, I believe.
Sweet. All right. We're going to do that.